Are you discouraged with the progress of your appliance repair company? Do you wish you had more calls coming in every day? Do you wish you were busier every day? Well, I want to share a quick story with you real quick to hopefully give you a little bit of encouragement. So it's been about a year since I've actually had to run service calls for my appliance repair business. We've truly been blessed. God has blessed us with really good technicians to where they run all the service calls for us. God has blessed us with good office staff, so that way they take care of the scheduling, the dispatching, the billing, all that good stuff, answering the phone calls, all the office work. So we've truly been blessed in a way that I've been able to actually be a business owner rather than being an employee of the business that I own, if that makes sense. Well, as you can see, I am now in my work van, okay, and I'm running calls. In fact, I have ran several calls over a few days this past week, and today actually happens to be Saturday. And I actually got up this morning and before 10 o'clock, I already had 6 calls that I had to do. And keep in mind, we don't just do every call on Saturdays. We only do emergency call on Saturdays. So if you were to call and you got a dryer that you need repaired that's not heating or whatever, we're not coming. You got to wait till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever the next available appointment is. We only want to do, emergency calls on Saturdays. And to already have 6 calls before 10 o'clock and you got the rest of the day, I'll be honest with you, I got frustrated. I was like, you got to be kidding me. On a Saturday, already 6 calls, it's not even 10 o'clock. Like, this sucks, But I had to stop for a second and say, I shouldn't be that way, because we truly are blessed. There was a time in my business, long time ago, whenever I would give anything to have 6 calls in a day, or in fact, I would give anything to have 6 calls just in a week, Actually, the Bible says, despise not the day of small things. So pretty much, what does that mean? I mean, despise not the day of small things. I feel like what it means is, like, everybody has to start somewhere, and for the most part, you're going to start off small, Like, I don't know of many people that start a business today and are just slammed by tomorrow. I mean, sometimes that does happen. I get it. But for the most part, you start a business and you have to get momentum. And well, at least that's what happened with me. I had to gain momentum. But, I remember those days when I was small, when things were small, whenever sometimes I would have 2 service calls a week, and that's kind of how things started off. But what that allowed me to do was it allowed me time to get good at what I was trying to do. It allowed me time to get good at becoming an appliance repair technician. It allowed me time to get good at running an appliance repair business. It allowed me that time, and in fact, the entire time, I did not realize at that time, but I can now look back and see that throughout that entire time, God was working on me. He was working on me, molding me and crafting me into becoming the person who could actually handle a business that does thrive, who could handle a business that does 20 to 25 calls per day, sometimes even more, to be able to run and manage multiple technicians, and be able to just to operate a business that has a lot of moving parts whenever you start adding employees and those kinds of things. He was making me the type of person that could handle those types of things. And not only that, this is getting just way off the appliance repair subject, but it's all relevant. In my life, it all means something. He also knew, way before I ever knew, he knew that he was going to have me one day to become a pastor. And I didn't know that would have been the last thing that I chose for my life, was to become a pastor. But he was molding me throughout that entire time, throughout all those years. I didn't see it then, but I can look back and see it now. And he was preparing me for the person that could handle a thriving business, but he was also preparing me for to be a person that could be a shepherd over a flock. Do you see what I'm saying? So enough with me, but where you are at right now today, don't despise where you are at, because maybe you're only getting 3 calls a day. Maybe you're only getting 5 calls a week. Maybe you're only getting 10 calls a week, whatever the case might be. And maybe it is small for you right now, but hey, you know what? Take that time to really open up your heart, open up your mind, open up your spirit, and ask God, you know, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to mold me into? Because whatever that is, I want to be submissive to you, and I just want I want your will to be done in my life. Because I promise you, if you'll let His will be done in your life, you will become the person that He wants you to become, and ultimately that's who you need to be. Instead of trying to become somebody that you think you should become, or trying to become somebody that somebody else thinks you should become, you should try to become what God wants you to be. Okay? And whatever that takes, whatever that process is, just let it be. You know, just learn everything that you can learn through those 3 calls a day. Learn everything that you can learn through those 5 calls a week, or whatever it is. Learn what you can learn and become really good at it, because there is going to come a time, I promise you, if you'll stick with it long enough, if you won't give up. A lot of people give up. A lot of people give up in the first year. A lot of people give up in the first month, and they say, well, it didn't work out for me. Let me tell you something. I have done this for a long time, and guess what? It didn't work for me for a long time in the beginning. It took a long time from the day that I started until it started actually making money for me. It took a long time. If I would have given up the first month, or even the first year, if I would have given up, I would have never been able to experience what I'm experiencing now. So I want to encourage you, don't give up. You know, just keep on going, even if it's only 3 calls a day. Just keep on going and try to sharpen your skills, sharpen the technician skills, sharpen the business, side of that, the aspect, sharpen those skills, sharpen your marketing skills. Do whatever you can with that time that you have. Do what you can to sharpen those skills, because you're going to need that later on. And I'm telling you, you are just around the corner from a huge breakthrough. Because that's the way it went for me. Like, I went from making, well, for one, I went from making nothing, and then I went from making nothing to about, I don't know. It's been a long time ago, but I know small numbers. We're talking about maybe 25,000, and then I got to a point to where I was making consistently for maybe a couple years. I don't know. I'd have to look back, but I was making consistently about $40 to $40-something thousand per year, and I was kind of like, okay, well, this is it, I guess, you know. But then I learned marketing, and that just blew everything out of the water completely. I went from $40,000 a year to over $100,000 a year, and then have just been growing and growing and growing and growing every year, year after year after year, because just sharpening the skills, and learning things while things were still small. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't have the desire to actually learn things. They just, to be honest with you, I hope I don't hurt your feelings, but if I do, maybe you need it. But sometimes people are just the type of people that they just want things to fall into their lap. They expect it to be easy. They expect this to be a microwave kind of operation, to where I put the bag in there, and I put the add 30-second button, and it's supposed to be done, and everything's supposed to be glorious. It doesn't always work that way, okay? You have to work at things. You have to become the person that you need to become in order to be successful. That's just all there is to it, you know? So you can't just quit. You have to just keep on keeping on. But I'm telling you, if you won't give up and you just keep on keeping on, you will eventually see a breakthrough. It might be next month, it might be next year, it might be 2 years from now. I don't know when for you, but you will see a breakthrough if you just keep on working at it. Keep on just sharpening your skills. Just don't give up. Just keep on going. Because like I said, now I'm at a point to where I don't have to work. And just to kind of, because you might be wondering why am I running calls? Well, we had one technician that him and his family took a week vacation, so it's been way too busy just to say, just let it go. We've been like overwhelmed. Like my first day that I came and ran some calls, I did 12 calls. I know a lot of people say, oh, that's impossible. Think what you want to think. I don't care. I don't have anything to prove to you. I ran 12 calls the first day that I came back. That's just the way it is. I mean, you might not think that it can be done, but it can be done. I mean, what do you want me to do? You want to come ride around with me? I mean, you're more than welcome to, but I don't have anything to prove. I did 12 calls on my first day back, so that ought to tell you why I'm having to work, because it's just too busy to just let a full week go by down one technician. But after this week, everything will be back to normal. He'll be back Monday, and he'll pick up where he left off, and everything should be good. But anyway, I've just stuck with it, and God has blessed the efforts. And I promise you, if you just stick with it, you might be small right now, but don't despise the day of small things. Just keep on working at it. Let it work on you while you're working on it, okay? And let God craft you and mold you into the person that can handle the times whenever you're having 10, 12, 14, 16 calls a day coming in, and now you have to hire somebody. Now you have to hire somebody to answer the phone call. Now you have to hire somebody to help you run the calls. And before long, you will eventually get to a point to where you have systems in place, as I have systems in place for my business, and then you will be able to be a business owner instead of an employee of your own business, okay? Just stick with it. Hang tight. I promise you'll have a breakthrough if you just don't give up, okay? But anyway, I'm just about to the house. I hope this video encourages you, and please like the video, subscribe to the channel, do whatever you can do. We appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video.